So good morning, good day, good, wherever you are and whenever you're listening to this. We do have some new people that have kind of subscribed to our channel that probably listen to these meditations, maybe not live, but just for you new people, we kind of give a little overview, talk a little bit, and then we go into a meditation. So the meditations last anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and it's just a time to kind of ground into the energies. And they're posted every week, so they're always there for all of you. And yeah, interesting week, interesting energies. I hope you guys are all riding the waves. May kind of settled in. It felt a little calm for a little bit. And then
Per day.
for a minute.
It was calm for a day. It was May 1st.
And then it's just fascinating. Like even this morning, or even yesterday, we're busy getting ready for the mamos, getting the property ready. We have a retreat here in January or June, and for the uh, summer solstice, and we were, working and getting things ready in the yard and the garden, and it's a process here in the spring. We have a lot of mature trees, and they just seem to be gifting us with all these little things that come off of them, and we're frantically trying to get the pool ready, and we had a hard winter here, so there was a lot of damage to it, 100 pounds of concrete later, building walls and painting and just, bodies are tired. And so we're getting ready to wrap up yesterday and someone shows up to dump wood chips, So of course, we'll take the wood chips and put them on the land. And then it starts thundering and it starts lightning. Like it just seems like everything is just, you're in the flow and then you got to like speed up. And no sooner did we kind of finish what we were doing. And then, this massive storm rolls through. So it just is like you go from this peace and kind of in the flow until all of a sudden it's just like you're beaten up. This morning is another example. We were sitting on the gazebo. I was out there meditating and the rain was beautiful and it was everything needed a drink of water and it's quiet and the birds were so active. And we have some little nests of little house finches up on the rafters. So they were feeding their babies and I was in such bliss, and Michael came out, and we were just sitting there, and I was just saying how beautiful everything was. We hear these dogs fighting, and my neighbors yelling, and like, like within minutes, seconds, it was like this whole chaotic episode happened. And unfortunately, our neighbor's in the hospital. He's in his 80s, and his dog is very
Young,
young and really feeling, very devoted to its master.
Doberman
He's a
Pinscher,
Doberman, and
100
he-
plus pounds.
yeah, and I mean, she's so sweet, and she's really out of sorts. And we had, storms last night, and nobody's there with her. But our other neighbor went and let her out, and she basically ran away and was running down our middle of our road, following his truck because she's so out of sorts, right? So we're screaming over the gazebo, hey, and he's gets around, I mean, he's cursing, and it was like the contrast within 5 minutes w was extraordinary. So good news is we got her, and I just loved her up, and I just told her, was telling her, I was rubbing her ears to calm her down. And she just completely surrendered. And I was rubbing her stomach, and I said, I know you're going to get a new home and someone's going to rub your belly because I don't think anybody's rubbed her belly for a really long time. Um, so anyway, so we got her home and she's in the house and she's nice and dry because there's another round of storms coming, and we gave her lots of treats. And so yeah, so that's what's to me was like going on. Don't you feel that way?
Yeah, I was talking to my good friend Shiv Dune the other day. We were talking a little bit about the energies, they're like bipolar. The energies
Yeah.
themselves are kind of bipolar. 1 second you're here, 1 second you're there, right? And I think what we kind of came up with in the conversation was, this ascension cycles we're getting turned up every month. There's another level to the 12th dimensional frequency that's being outpictured by Mother Earth, right? So as the frequency increases, the inner world is being accelerated, right? Where the inner world is, you tap into the inner world and you feel like, oh, this expansion's happening and this, but the outer world hasn't caught up yet. The outer world is kind of like thunder and lightning, right? You got you got the, how far away, it's kind of has to catch up. And it was like we were using the analogy of like a drag racer, the vehicle, your body's the vehicle. And then you hit the green light or the go and you get these energies, and then you hit the pedal, but something doesn't happen right away, right? That first microsecond or minute, the tires are just rubbing and there's a lot of friction in the physical body and the emotional body and the mental body and the emotional body before the two synchronize and the rubber meets the tarmac and then the vehicle goes and it kind of integrates, right? So then you can accelerate. So we're in that period of accelerated ascension, and that's what's happening with the planet, and our bodies are playing catch up, and we go through these back and forth processes. And it's kind of a little bit like we were also having a conversation with another friend. It's kind of like the wax on, wax off thing, right? You think it's one thing, but something else has happened at an energetic level. She was explaining to me how everything was at work was just like so there was so much more drama at work, and so many, as much as she tried to stay in her sovereignty and tried to stay with her higher self and try to say this, and it was like the intensity was turned up and the family dynamic was like all over the place, and she was like, oh, and so what's wrong with me? Why can't I hold this, this alignment with inner source? And I'm like, okay, that's what's happening, yeah, but what are you noticing about your abilities, about what's going on, what's underneath it that you're noticing? Just there's a rightness about things just seem right. It's like I have a feeling that there's a purpose to it all. Before she was like in a place of no purpose. Now she's like, oh, there's some purpose. But over here, there's chaos and cleaning and washing, and then underneath, there's this purposefulness that's aware of us. And I think one of the things Denise was sharing about how everything that we're doing on the outer world is like seems like it's just there to agitate us.
Oh, we're clearing in the
I mean, I'm
personality.
trying to fill up this pool and I would have to drive a half an hour to pick up the pump. I got 200 feet of pump, and guess what? I'm 7 feet short. So I got to call the
To the
guy.
hose. We hose it up from our creek
From our creek.
and fill the pool with
And
spring
I had
water.
to call the guy. It's Friday night. It's like a quarter of. I can't get there. It's a half an hour away. And he's like, okay, well, we'll do it. So I go back, I get it. And then I show up, we run it all night. In the morning, I run it again. The thing locks up and freezes up. And I'm like, I gotta go get another pump.
Wait, let's talk about the hour that he was trying to start it. And he calls our neighbor because everything's closed. And it was the on-off switch that was right there that the guy showed him that it was off. So Michael's for an hour, down
It
there
wasn't
just
an hour, maybe it
well,
was
long time.
it's
So
true. I
he
was a
was
lot of
doing.
sweat. So yeah, I mean, and then our tire comes up on our lawnmower.
No, I go out to mow the lawn because we're trying to beat the rain, and the tire is totally flat. I'm like, oh.
And so I go and I take it another half an hour. I take the tire overnight, go back and pick it up the next morning. I go put it on, and damn engine won't run. And I'm calling a lady. I said, you need to come fix my thing, my lawnmower, because it won't run now. Because I just changed the tire. I didn't do anything to it. She goes, oh, there's a little piece between the tire and the axle that if that little key gets lost, it won't run. So I run out to get the little piece, She says, oh, I have the piece. Come here. Well, we close at noon. And I'm like, I'm going to just get there at noon. And I get it. I pull in, it's 12:03, and she's not there. And she luckily sees me. It comes back to the plate, goes, I forgot all about you. And it was like literally 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago, I called her. She said, I'll be there. So anyway, I get the piece, I bring it back, I get it on. And all this stuff, Denise is like, I'm surprised you were able to keep yourself so level-headed. Everything we tried to do this weekend was like, I spent like 500 miles and driving back and forth to the rental place and pumping. But that's what I noticed. There's a level of inner peace that no matter where you are in the world, the chaos that's happening outside of you, that's starting to, that inner peace that is all, that's the real treasure. And that's what's like was, oh yeah, thank you for showing that to me, honey.
Yeah.
Because normally I would have been, pretty kind of a, a little bit of a hothead around it. But
The other thing I'll say, our neighbor, when Michael went over to help him get the dog, going back to the dog, was like totally in the energy, right? Of he was upset, he was yelling at the dog,
the dog wasn't coming.
and so Michael just, kind of brought his energy in and reached out, and he couldn't believe the dog came right over to Michael very sweetly and let him take him inside the. And he was like, "What must be that peace thing like that peace thing you got going on?" And he saw with Michael's state of being, there was a calm in a midst of the chaos. And that's, even yesterday when everything was just like both of us kind of consciously were like, okay, just gonna stay in this space. We're just gonna stay in this space. And there's an impact. And it was interesting that our neighbor, like, really all of a sudden, like, kind of was like, there is something to this peace thing. Like, what are you doing? Right. So I think everybody's being challenged, tested, it's such a great opportunity to really find that center point in your toolbox and what you have. And if you're really triggered, we all are. I mean, it's wild. I mean, I think for me physically, I'm so tired from all the labor around here. Like, it's purposeful to keep me so tired that I can't get charged. Like I'm so tired, I just surrender. So yeah, so that's kind of the share, and I don't want to go on too much. If you have anything, I just want to do a few announcements and then
I guess the other thing is the one thing about the neighbor. He was getting more and more, the energies are higher
Mhm.
frequency. So what does that do to your mental body? It accelerates it. So your thoughts, if you're not in a place, the thinking mind or the ego mind, it gets more and more excited and then more and more over
Yeah.
anxiety happens and all these things. And the same thing happens with the emotional body. It's like the emotional body gets, like putting gas on a fire. Things that were little become right. But it's that grounding that she was speaking of, where you start to see you're being charged and your mind or body's going into the thinking mind to get in the connection to source or connection to your higher self or that inner alignment in your heart where you start to move the energy through this the central channel. That's where the peace is.
Mhm.
The peace is not outside, it's like you got to move that energy, work with planet Earth, use her to connect with her and to flow and move these energies through you. Otherwise, you're just going to get spin out. You're going to spin out.
So be the peace for yourself and your family and your workplace and people you love. It's what you came here to do. Yeah. And it's part of turning on that DNA too. So um just a few announcements. We still have some spots left for the Mamos and the Zagas, and that's this May 16th and 17th or 18th. There is another program on the 20th in the afternoon in New Cumberland, which is just outside of Harrisburg. We're going to be doing a ceremony in the morning. It's a private ceremony at this on the Susquehanna River. It's actually, Mom said it was probably the reason they're coming It's really, really important. And we might have some spots open that morning. So if you are interested, it does entail getting over on boats and where there's some petroglyphs and rocks. And so it's a little bit physical. So if you are interested, just send us a text or email us or whatever you need. We are full for personal healing sessions. If there are any cancellations, if you want to be on a wait list, just ping me. And I just want to say thanks for those that signed up for Seva. Um, and Seva is selfless service, and Seva is, helping out with the program. And I just, it's so fascinating to me how people really step up. And some of you that really said yes to come and do things, everything from preparing meals and preparing the apartment for the mamos and getting the space ready. It's a commitment. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go over there and help out. It does take something to come and commit and say, I'm going to be here in such and such a date, and here's my responsibility, and own it. Because when you do that karmic yoga, there's great gifts that come from that. It really serves on such a deeper level. And for me, on my spiritual path, I needed a lot of seva to break my personality. I mean, I still have a lot ways to go. And when I get into that service mode and I'm cleaning a toilet or, wiping down something or just doing something that's very humbling or repetitive, there is something that, that's what the pool was for, painting the pool and pouring the concrete and doing it. And it was hot, and I was sweating and I was like, what am I doing? Like, but it was like washing my ego, washing my personality. So that seva is so sacred. So I want to say thanks to those that stepped up and volunteered. If you do want to do it, it's not like I'm going to show up and do something. No, you need to contact us. We need to check in with you. We need to make sure energetically it's in alignment with where you are, and we'll give you a job. Okay. So it's really important. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to your path. So, and we do have spots. There's always something to do. So thank you. And the last thing is the mamos, and I'll just put this out there because we're getting pretty stretched.
Can I just say one thing about
Yeah.
karma real
Yeah,
quick?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. Karma yoga, the basic tenet of karma yoga is service. It's action through service. So what's that basic tenet? When you're serving other people, you're not serving yourself. You're not selfishly worried about everything that's going on in your life. Where we go kind of that's the basic tenet of it. So
Yeah. Thank you. Um, all right, I lost my thought.
Mamos.
Oh, mamos, yeah. So they have some need. They need some things, and I know, you know, there's a fee for being with them, and we constantly go back to you, and I want to just honor you and thank you. And if you can't do it, that's okay. Um, they're leaving from here where we are, and the weather's going to be pretty good for us temperature wise. When they go to California to Aniwa to the gathering with all the other indigenous tribes, it's cold there. And Mama Rodrigo was a little concerned about the new Zaga and the new Mama, not new, but new to us, that they've been our whole lives. The temperatures get really, really cold. So they need things like cotton or wool socks because we got them shoes, but they don't like shoes. He was concerned about the mamo having a coat or some kind of poncho to wear, but it's got to be natural fiber, like cotton or wool. I know a couple of you, or I know someone on the call here has a couple shawls, wool shawls. We ask that they be new or dry cleaned, that the Zagas can wear to wrap because they don't even wear. I mean, I gave Zaga Josefina some long sleeve, like white t-shirts, and I did give her, I don't know whatever happened to it. Like I had a wool poncho that I gave her, a white one. So if you have anything like that or you want to purchase something like that, please just send me a message. Because I priced a few things and I want to make sure that the money that we're making enough goes to the mamos to take home for their projects and their tribes. So we're getting a little tapped out with expenses this year. It was very expensive to bring him into the country this year, more double what it's cost us in the past because of what's going on in our country and the paperwork and the visas, and it was a lot more. So so
If you feel, yeah, if you
if you
feel,
feel called, if you don't, please don't worry. I mean, anything is, I mean, don't worry about it. I know spirit will manifest and have, that's what Mama Rodrigo said, because we were so worried about them being able to take home funds. And he said, Jose Maria Kakamakul will take care of it. It's all about the program. It's all about the love. It's all about the work. It's all, he said it will be taken care of. Don't worry. So
that's their
they're
Christ, Krishna
Christy.
lineage holder, Jose
Yeah.
Maria Kakamak.
Yeah. So sorry I talked a long time. So anyway, so
Let's meditate.
yeah. Yeah. So just make sure if you're muted and see what God has for us,
Yeah.
Spirit has for us.
All right. So you want to put
I do. Hopefully, I'll do it okay this time.
just everyone presence your spine right now. We spoke a little bit about how do we ground? How do we ground our light bodies? How do we ground our crystalline light bodies? How do we ground our chakras? How do we ground with the planet Earth and our own personal light bodies? All of that is through your spine, through your vertical column, your staff. Let's just take a deep breath into your heart. And we're going to breathe now, synchronizing our heart and energy that's already kind of moving there. So just breathe into your heart. Hold. Feel your heart feel charging up. And as it does, you may also feel some resonance in your spine. It's almost as if your spine or column becomes more illuminated. And then just exhale out through your auric field. And we'll just do a couple equalizing breaths. Presence ourselves in our heart. Breathing in. And just a gentle, soft hold. And then exhaling. Some of you may already feel that your Shushumna channel or your Antakarana, that which is the etheric and mental aspects of your spine, breathing into your heart. It's already opened up, and the energy is kind of flowing in through your heart as you charge, and then as you exhale into your auric field, it's also pushing down through your spine onto Karana down into your tailbone and into your root. So we're just kind of breathing into the heart, aligning with the frequency, the 0 point in our own heart, our own source point, and then just exhaling down through the root, just clearing out that channel until you feel the energy kind of pushes through the tailbone and into the root chakra, or the very tip of your tailbone. Breathing in, hold, and exhaling down to your sacral, to your tailbone, to your root, and just feeling the root chakra now. That little energy center at your perineum. Start to breathe through your root chakra. We've moved the focus from the heart now to the root chakra. And the root chakras are vertical, so it's tapped into your spine, your antakarana. It's almost like a gauge between your personal grid and the planetary personal grid. But then there's this tether or this tube of light we call the antakarana, which is a crystalline electromagnetic consciousness field. Some people present it as a silver white 2-inch column that goes from your root chakra all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. As you're breathing into your root chakra, you're activating that magnetic field of your root chakra and stimulating the silver white currents of your antakarana, which open up down into the core of Mother Earth. And as the charge of your root chakra begins to synchronize with the planetary energies, you may feel an opening of that channel, and you may feel some energies moving up as you breathe into the chakra. You're also pulling energy up from the core of Mother Earth. So continue to just breathe through your root chakra and become aware of those energies from the core mixing and integrating with your own personal grid, your root chakra. Notice as you do that, you start to slow down a little. At first, it seems like there's an accelerant. And as they match the frequencies, it kind of slows down. You may even start to feel more of a charge in your root chakra, your tailbone. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that charge. And we can hold a charge into our electromagnetic body. We're also charging the planetary grid. Just allowing through the breathing and the synchronization with the planetary silver white conscious field, our whole light body is also assimilating and synchronizing. So you may feel your spinal column, you may feel your third eye, you may feel your heart, everything's starting to ground in alignment with your vertical column. You may start to feel the pineal gland beginning to become illuminated. As if it's sparking or charging, starting to send off rays of silver white light. You may feel your crown chakra beginning to spin slightly. All of this is happening as you ground in your root chakra. Now the energies are starting to kind of move from the pineal forward into your third eye. So there's a synchronization happening at the third eye and your root chakra. So presence both with your breathing as you bring the energy up into the root chakra, with the awareness of synchronization, harmonization, and opening the third eye so it begins to spin, where the petals begin to vibrate in resonance with the charge of your root chakra. Good. And you may start to feel your own third eye beginning to pulse. As it pulses and it slightly expands, pulses and slightly expands. You may feel like we're in a collective consciousness. You may feel the other selves, other beings on this call that are also, you may be able to notice their pineals charging too. Good. We're just synchronizing into like a group collective consciousness field we may call a Merkaba collective. But each of us are in our own sovereignty, in our own fully protected, fully purified Christos field, silver white light, which is our own personal channel around our light bodies. But then there's also this like halo or disc. It's like another level of consciousness that we're all kind of tuned into. If you feel it or not, it's okay. Right now, you're just attuning through your third eye, your vibration, your pulsing. And from that pulsing, just kind of sensing around you other pulsings that are resonating at the same frequency. You notice also that your heart is also activated, your inner heart. It's already come online. As you become a little more aware of this consciousness space that we're in, this disk group Merkaba, just very effortlessly, just explore it a little with your awareness. Explore behind you. See if you can feel the periphery of our unified field of consciousness. And how, as you explore, you fill it out. It's like it becomes more tangible to you. Become aware more of yourself that's there. Good. Now begin to breathe into your heart and just focus on the inner heart. There's some energies coming in through your source point and expanding outward to your heart field. So just staying, as that's happening, you stay focused in your spine too. Stay grounded in your root and spine. It's almost as if this inner energy that's coming in is pushing out through the density of your physical being and your light body. Just continue to breathe and just allow your physical body and your third dimensional consciousness field to just receive these frequencies and let it feather through, push through, refine your auric fields. Your auric fields being your first through 15th dimensional layers of consciousness around your heart field, around your physical body. Good. The next inhale, we're just going to breathe into the heart. And when we breathe into the heart, we're going to hold and become aware of our 15th dimensional auric field as if it's a bubble around us. Going to hold, we're kind of as if we're grabbing the whole field. It might help you to shrink it a little bit, maybe like a balloon or something. But we inhale, we hold it, and then as we exhale, we move down through the antakarana, down through the root chakra, and all the way down into the core of Mother Earth. And then we land in the core of Mother Earth, and we begin to breathe and synchronize with the planetary energies. Let us begin breathing in. Hold in the heart, grab around your auric field. If you need to contract it a little like a balloon, and then exhale and take it all the way down. Below your feet, 12 inches, down into the core. Release, and then start to breathe from the core. And what you may notice is we brought the whole shield with us, or you brought your shield with us. And there's like a actually unified shield that we're now in within the core of Mother Earth. So we're breathing in through the energies of the core of Mother Earth into our light body self there, and exhaling out through the group consciousness Merkaba field that's in the core of Mother Earth. And we're just becoming aware of ourselves there. Just begin to let go of the projection of yourself that's at the surface. It's going to become more present to that which is yourself breathing within the consciousness field and the core of Mother Earth. Good. And then you start to feel like a pulsing in your heart. It's almost like an emerald pulsing, as if your heart's become like an emerald gem. And if we were all in this group consciousness field, this disk, all facing the center point, you may notice a column or another emerald green crystal that's your heart is resonating to. It's almost like it's the resonance within your heart kind of awake got awakened by that central consciousness within our group collective. And it's kind of pulling us all into the awareness of it so that we're all aligning almost like spokes on a wheel. And this emerald consciousness is pulsing through the center of our collective grid like a vertical channel, but it's also pulsing through your heart, through each of us individually. And this emerald consciousness is very nourishing. Just allow yourself to feel it and to enjoy it. Breathe it into your heart. Taste it. Roll it around in your heart field. And as you presence more of that emerald consciousness in your heart, it starts to move through your vertical channel. It's almost as if you become a vertical channel of this emerald consciousness. And you may notice within the disk, all of our channels are turning on like, yeah, they're just turning on like big beacons of light. And they're all harmonizing with the central emerald column. And as we get stronger in holding it, each of us individually, collectively, the emerald central column begins to expand around us. So just keep breathing with that image, allowing the emerald within the core of your own heart just to expand, knowing that the more that you integrate it into your physical your cells and your DNA, it has the effect of expanding the inner core of that emerald column into one unified emerald consciousness staff. Now, as I'm not speaking, it's just we're charging. It's like the whole disk of the collective emerald disk consciousness Each of us are charging our own individual grid, which is having the effect of charging the collective grid. You may notice that. Hmm. As we're building charge collectively in the fullness of the emerald green collective Merkaba, you may notice that it gently lifts very slightly. It's almost like it's anti-grav. You may feel certain parts of it tipping left or right or front or back. As we begin to hold more and more charge, it stabilizes. And holding charge is in your heart and your vertical staff. And the flow of the hydroplasmic energy from the core of Mother Earth through your vertical staff into your torus field and above your crown, which is all turning into this emerald green color. It's like a sea green with a very light blue aura around it. You may feel other colors like the aurora borealis. You may start to feel your own unique signature, your own light body as an aurora borealis, mirror of the planetary aurora borealis. Good. The energies are expanding up through your high heart now. It's almost as if a conduit opened up in your high heart, vertically and horizontally and diagonally. All the different multi dimensions. Staying fully grounded in the shield. Merkaba. Begin to breathe now through your high heart, eighth dimensional emerald consciousness chakra. And there's a synchronization happening between all of our high hearts that match this unified collective consciousness of the emerald consciousness through our high hearts. Breathe it in and then charge your high heart. And then wherever the energy wants to go, it'll like push through whatever channels it wishes to open for you. Meanwhile, our collective Merkaba at the core of Mother Earth is held by Mother Earth and is charging with these higher frequencies. Now, as you've all of you have pretty much presenced your high heart now, so as you breathe in, you may feel like a specific conduit or opening that's the energy's kind of coming into your high heart. Breathe it in, hold it into your heart there, and then send it back right where it came from. So push it back where if it came in through your high heart, then just vertically, then just send it back vertically. If it came in horizontally, send it horizontally. Came from behind you, send it back behind you. Wherever the incoming energy comes in, charge, and then send it right back in the same direction. Good. It had the effect of galvanizing your high heart chakra. You almost feel it like a more of like a core now. His presence, that core, it's a kind of got a very high magnetic resonance. If you're like attuning to a frequency beyond the senses, you know it's there, but you can't sense it from the five senses. But yet somehow you can attune your high heart frequency to it. Excellent. Staying in the feeling nature of your high heart, just notice how your crown chakra is expanded. We've kind of created a unified crown chakra within the unified Merkaba. You may notice as it turns on, it kind of turns on as a rainbow frequency, but then as it becomes more tangible to you, it starts to turn back into that emerald green. And we're going to just synchronize through our vertical staff, through our heart, by breathing up through the core of Mother Earth into the heart, and then exhaling from the heart through the emerald crown. When you feel that your field, your personal grid is stabilized with that frequency, and that you are a standing toric field of emerald consciousness, notice the unified shield Merkaba that we're all in. Notice that it as well is this unified emerald torus field anchored, tethered into the core of Mother Earth. And as we breathe into our heart, we're going to pull this energy into our heart and pull it back up into the heart at the surface, wherever you are on the surface of the world. And we're going to expand this field so each of us is holding in our heart and high heart, in our crown, this emerald shield, and we're kind of like pulling it around the Mother Earth spherically. So the whole torus field aligns with the magnetic field of Mother Earth. Let us begin breathing in through the core of Mother Earth, into your heart, moving your heart back up into your Antakarana, into your surface, into your home, into your light body. Exhaling through your crown and just presencing this unified emerald consciousness as if the aurora borealis you're plugged into the aurora borealis, the planetary aurora borealis. And just allow your charging of your spine to mirror that of the charging of the planetary Kundalini, planetary spine. And your auric fields are aligned with the auric fields of Mother Earth, with the aurora borealis. You feel fully centered in your spine, fully centered in your auric field, fully grounded in your light body. Bring your hands in namaste. And slowly opening your eyes, retaining the peace.
Thank you, everybody.